Here we are again. Welcome. My name is Lou. Today's study is on the blessing that was given in Numbers, or Bamidbar, and it's chapter 6. At the end of this video, we're going to pronounce the blessing. You can't say the blessing without using the name. Most of the time, teachers on the internet are putting the name on people, but they don't put the name on people. They call him the Lord. Anyway, we're going to start things off right now with some of the things that Paul did in the book of Acts and Romans. We're going to deal a little bit with that. And it concerns belief. Belief comes by hearing. What are you supposed to hear? The name and the word. How dangerous is Paul then and now? In Acts 13, Paul and Barnabas were harassed by a Yehudi magician as they spoke the word of Yahuwah to the proconsul of the town they were visiting. And he just turned to him and said, "You're blind." And he was blind for a period of time. He couldn't see the light of the sun. Okay, Paul basically had some power in him because he was given by Yahuwah. And now that was Acts 13. You interrupt somebody that's teaching the truth, and you have to stand back and watch out. At Acts 16, there was a slave girl who was making a lot of money for her owners, and she was harassing and bothering Paul and Silas. She was possessed by a python spirit. Now, a python spirit, what was that? That's one that squeezes the joy and the breath out of you. I was starting to hesitate there, like William Shatner or something there. You know, those unexpected pauses. Christopher Walken, William Shatner. I need my breath. Now, anyway, this slave girl, he cast this demon out of her, the python spirit. And the owners in chapter 16 of Acts were so upset that they grabbed him and Silas, and they were beaten with rods by the rulers of the city, and then thrown in jail. And then during the night, they were singing, and the other prisoners were listening, and there was a great earthquake. And the chains fell from Paul, and the doors all unlocked for all the prisoners. But the prisoners didn't leave. And the jailer was about to commit suicide because he knew that was a bad thing. And his punishment would be severe. But there was an earthquake, okay? Now, what did Paul say at Romans 10 about the name, calling on the name? He quoted the prophet. Now, let's read from Romans 10 and see what verse 10 through 21 say. For with the heart one believes to obedience, for one professes from the mouth, and so is delivered, because the scripture says, whoever puts his trust in him shall not be put to shame, because there is no distinction between Yehudi and Greek, for the same Aduni, that means the sovereign of all, is rich to those who call upon him. For everyone who calls upon the name of Yahuwah shall be delivered. Now that's where he quoted the prophet. How then shall they call upon him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without one proclaiming? How shall they proclaim if they are not sent? As it is written, how pleasant are the feet of those who bring the Besorah of peace. That's the word report or message. Who bring the Besorah of the good. However, not all believed and obeyed the Besorah. For Yashayahu says, Yahuwah, who has believed our report? So then, belief comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of also boldly says, I was found by those not seeking me. I was made manifest to those not asking for me. And to Yisharal he says, all Yom long I have stretched out my hands to a disobedient and dissenting people. Psalm 79:6 says, pour out your wrath on the nations that do not know you, and on the kingdoms that do not call upon your name. Yirmiyahu says basically the same thing. At chapter 10, verse 25, he says, pour out your wrath on the nations that do not acknowledge you, on the peoples who do not call upon your name. For they have devoured Jacob, that's Jacob, and they have devoured him completely and destroyed his homeland. And now we come to the blessing. You have to use the name. At Numbers, or Bamidbar, which means in the wilderness, at chapter 6, verses 22 through 24, it says this, and Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, speak to Aharon and his sons, saying, this is how you are to bless the children of Yisrael. Say to them, Yahuwah bless you and guard you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuwah lift up his face upon you and give you shalom. Thank you. Like and subscribe and hear more about Yahusha. Bye.